Thanks for tuning in to our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an Amazon FBA business for sale in the home niche. Created in October 2017, this business makes an average of $12,317 per month in net profit, and the listing number for the business is 46734. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the asset they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Eddie.
Hi, thanks for having me, Sarah.
Awesome. Great to have you on. Before we get started, I'm going to go over a quick summary of the business. This business was built in October 2017. This business has monthly revenue of $32,848 and is producing an average net profit of $12,317, and that's based on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of the business are the seller's central account with 6 SKUs, trademark, feedback quiz account for gathering customer reviews. So can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I started the business October 2017, and so I guess that's 2 years this month. And I really didn't have that much experience starting online businesses. This is my first online business, and I was just looking for a way to supplement my income and create something different from what I usually do. And I just started getting online and looking at anything that I could possibly grab or learn, try to bring in some more income. And I found out about Amazon FBA, and I actually just fell in love with the process of creating my own brand and growing my own products. And it just seemed like the right business for me to not really work as much and bring in still a great amount of income. So that's pretty much okay. Yeah, and that's exactly where I got started in e-commerce.
Perfect. That's really cool. I like what you were saying there, kind of fell in love with FBA. So I want to talk about that a little bit more. Tell me, why you chose FBA and just what it is that you really love about this business model.
I chose Amazon FBA because it seemed like the right business for me. It's a very minimal work, and then it's stay at home. I could travel anywhere with a computer and an internet connection, and I can grow my business and take care of my customers from wherever I'm at any time. And it just seemed like the business model that I really liked and that I really fell in love with, and that I'm going to continue sticking with and growing Amazon businesses from here out. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's awesome. I feel like I'm talking to a lot of sellers lately who are all on board with Amazon FBA and seem like that's the place they want to keep growing businesses. So very cool to hear. I feel like this is like there's a big FBA fan club this week in particular. So let's talk about your niche. So why did you choose the niche for this business?
So I chose the home niche because there was many things that I used in my own home, and many things my wife and I were using, and we found products on Amazon that I could say weren't really up to par for our standards for like what we're using the product for. And so actually we ended up doing some product research and doing some testing to make sure we found like a really good product for our own, and we decided to launch our own product against the other competitors on Amazon. And now for both of our main products were actually Amazon's choice because we provided the best price for the product, and we also provided the best quality of the product that we possibly could. And that's because we were actually consumers of that product, and we really made it our goal to just make that product better. And we just decided that we could sell these products too, and we went for it, and it worked out great.
That's great to hear. But I love that. I think that's a really great answer. I like this idea of, yeah, we could do it better ourselves. So we jumped in and just did it. So how does this business primarily make money?
How does it primarily make money? Well, all the sales are through Amazon's website, and everything is actually shipped through Amazon. So we don't actually take hold of any of the product because it's Amazon FBA, and everything is all organic sales for the most part. I would say it's about 95% all organic sales. That's just people customers coming on Amazon and finding the product and buying it without us having to actually run ads or any type of marketing for to grab a customer to buy our product. Everything's completely organically. Everybody finds it themselves and buys it. And yeah, that's 100% of where all of the income comes from is Amazon.com.
Awesome. So, what is your reason for selling the business instead of, say, keeping it and growing it?
So my wife and I, we've gone back and forth on whether or not to sell it or whether or not to keep it. And we decided that we've made some pretty good money over the past 2 years having the business. And we've actually spent a lot of the money we've made having the business and growing the business over the last 2 years. We spent a lot of money on self development and a lot of more courses, a lot of more schooling to help us grow our education base to be able to grow more Amazon businesses. And then so why we're choosing to sell the business is because it would be great to have a lump sum of cash to grow multiple more Amazon businesses and to keep up with our self development and where we're going with our lives. That just seems like the right choice for us now.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying before, meeting all these very passionate FBA sellers, they seem to be in the same boat, using the lump sum to come back and, develop other FBA businesses. That makes a lot of sense. I guess this is going to be a great question for you then. If you've been working a lot on, say, self development and growing in the business, is there anything you learned from this business you would apply to future sites or businesses? What did you learn from building this just really worked for you?
What I really learned that what really worked for me is just dedication, learning something new and taking a risk and doing something that you feel in your heart is what's right. And that's why I chose to grow this business.
Awesome. On the flip side of that, was there anything that, say, you tried with this business that didn't work?
So I did launch a few products out of the niche of the home niche because I was looking into more lucrative products and those actually didn't work because I'm thinking I wasn't as passionate about it. The home niche is something I'm more passionate about and I know something more about. And so I can offer my skills and my expertise in that area rather than other areas. So I did have a couple falling out on a couple other products that I did try, but it actually taught me something good because I actually went back to the home niche and launched more products and became more successful in that niche. So it actually taught me to stick to what you know and to stick to what you're passionate about.
Building off that, I want to make sure I cover it. You're saying that you were launching new products and that helped you be successful. What did you do in launching those products that made it a success?
What helped make it a success was actually when I first started Amazon FBA, learning that process. And then once I started launching multiple products, everything that I learned from the first few products that I launched just got easier and easier as I kept going. And I was able to grow and think of what else those customers that have purchased other products, what else those customers would be interested in. And so I started going off of what the customer wanted. And as soon as we started launching more products, I could see that the customers were liking the multiple options that they had available rather than just one. And that really helped out.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit about where the traffic is coming from and what you are currently doing in terms of marketing for the business?
Right now, there's little to none marketing or advertising for the business. Everything is, I would say, 95%. I really want to say 100% is all organic traffic. But sometimes when I do launch a new product, I do run ads for maybe a week or so, but that's very, very minimal. So I would say 95% of all traffic and sales is all completely organic.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit about your process of getting inventory to Amazon?
So we have really great relationships with the suppliers that we know online and that we talk to actually through Skype. And they're actually really awesome. They're a great help. And we place orders with them and they ship the products for us directly to Amazon. So we don't actually carry the product. or anything like that. The only time we actually see the product is for we get samples and we check and make sure that the products are always of quality. We have inspections to make sure that the products are always staying up with the quality. And so, yeah, the supplier ships it directly to Amazon, and we don't actually ship anything or label anything. So it's very easy and very minimal and very hands off.
Great. If you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
I already have some products in the pipeline ready to go, and I'm still unsure if I want to launch those products now or if once a buyer actually buys the business, I will help them launch those new products themselves if they would like to. But I have many products and ideas for how to grow the brand and how to grow the product line as of right now. So, yeah.
Great. On the flip side, I always ask about risks. We cover sort of both sides of the story. So, what do you think are the biggest risks with the business that a buyer should be aware of?
The biggest risks. Hmm. So, one of the biggest risks of the business is definitely running out of stock. You always want to keep up with the inventory of your products because if there is a chance of running out of stock or running out of your inventory, then definitely your profit margins, just your overall profit will go down because you ran out of stock for that amount of time. And because the suppliers are in China, it does take some time to get the inventory back into Amazon. So that is a risk, but as long as you do very good inventory planning, the risk should be very minimal.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. Moving on to work required, could you describe the amount and type of work you do on the business for maintenance?
I check on inventory probably once a week, and then I always look at the price of my products because sometimes new sellers come in, and sometimes I do have to move the sale price around a little bit. But for the most part, it's mostly just ordering inventory and maybe doing a little bit of product research here and there to see what customers are looking for more in that product niche. But for the most part, I've spent maybe 2 hours a week on this business.
Awesome. So you've definitely got it to a pretty passive point. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What skills or requirements might there be for someone, say, not familiar with the niche or business model?
Some skills is pretty much just basically knowing how to use a computer, how to use a couple different applications like Skype for talking to suppliers, having, the Seller Central account, being able to move around the Seller Central account and know what you're doing when you're ordering inventory. And that's about it.
Great. Last few questions. How much support are you offering buyers?
I could definitely offer the buyers support because there are things that the business can grow. And I definitely want to help the buyer in starting or launching those other products or pointing them in the right direction because we have many products and I have many ideas to take the business of where it should go, especially if the buyer is willing to do advertising or marketing. There are many ways to grow, and I definitely be able to offer my support.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, would you commit to a non compete?
Yeah, I will definitely sign a non-compete.
Great. And are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm open to an earnout. It depends on the right circumstances, I guess.
Perfect. And one last final question for you. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
The business has great potential for way more growth, especially with all sales being organic. So the business and the products have a lot of growth, and there are still many products that we can add to our product line. And then on top of that, sales have been very steady and there's been year over year growth.
Great. Well, Eddie, this has been a fantastic interview. I've really enjoyed talking with you. Before we end this call, is there anything that I might have missed or anything else you'd like to say about the business?
I think that's it. I think I said that the products were Amazon's choice.
Right.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay. This sounds great. So, Eddie, it's been great talking to you today. Really appreciate your time and looking forward to seeing how this plays out for you.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that'll take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing page and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business analysts will be in contact with you and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.